Today I would like to show you a program called Patch My PC. It's a program which lets you update all of your important applications all in one spot. So here's the icon for Patch My PC. Let's go ahead and double click it. And if you're on Vista and Windows 7, it does require administrative rights, so click yes. So in the background now, it's checking for the latest updates for all of the programs that it has in its list on this computer. Now, what I did before recording this video is went through and pretty much downgraded a lot of important software. This PC was already up to date. I downgraded it just for this video. So I downgraded Adobe Reader, Firefox's Flash plugin, Air, Firefox, installed an old version of Java, and CC Cleaner. So let's go ahead and click on Start Computer and take a look at the uninstalled programs list. As you can see, we have Adobe Air, the Internet Explorer plugin, which I had a hard time downgrading, so that one's actually up to date, but the Firefox plugin is not. Adobe Reader, CC Cleaner, Java version 27, Firefox version 11, and I just threw on VLC Media Player, old version. So let's go ahead and open up the control panel and take a look at our Flash. You will see under Advanced that these two should match. This one's up to date 11.2, 11.0. Okay? As you will see in the Patch My PC list, obviously the Adobe Flash Player 11, that's the one that was out of date. So this is kind of cool. So underneath options, you can say always skip the following, saying, well, you can check for all updates, but always ignore Adobe Reader or any other one in this list. Over here, we have disable saving to logs. A lot of these are self-explanatory. Auto update Patch My PC on PC start, meaning every time the computer starts up, it will update Patch My PC to the newest version. It will also check for a new version of Patch My PC every time you open the program up. So I don't think it's that important, but it's kind of cool to have on there. Minimize and put in the system tray when updating your applications, if you don't want to sit there and watch it. Restart after applying. And like I say, a lot of these are self-explanatory. Delete desktop shortcut. Startup items. This is typically your MS config. Kind of shows you what's starting up with your computer. Uninstaller. It's just like start. Oops. There we go. And unchange uninstall programs. So same list. Also, we have the about. You're running the latest version of Patch My PC, and the latest version is that version. Also, what's kind of cool is underneath other software, it shows you other software on the computer that it will update. In this case, VLC. But what's cool is that you can also check some of these. If you don't already have it, it'll install it. For instance, let's see. I want to install and don't already have on here Malwarebytes. Let's go ahead and check that and say also add this. On this computer, I do not have an antivirus, and if I wanted to, I could go up here and check Microsoft Antivirus, Security Essentials. I'm not going to put it on there. It's going to take more time, but that's it. So underneath this update page, the cool thing about this application is once it gives you the list of all the program it's going to update, or all the programs, you click Perform Updates. And now it starts downloading each update and installing it silently in the background with no user interaction. Meaning you could run this as a tech repair person on your repair desk on a customer's computer. You would click Start, walk away, come back, and all the programs, or at least the ones in this list, and this list contains, I would say, not all programs, but the ones that are most affected by vulnerabilities. Flash, Firefox, Air, Reader, Java, QuickTime, Skype, the most important ones. There will be more added in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this because Adobe Acrobat 50 megabytes will take a little while. Once it starts to install, I'll come back. Okay, so it's now done downloading, and it's proceeding to install silently Adobe Reader. As you can see, the icon for Adobe Reader left the desktop, so the Adobe Acrobat Reader usually uninstalls the version and then reinstalls it. So the icon should appear shortly. There it is. I would say Adobe Reader is the slowest one to actually install and update. The rest of them are very small and they go a lot faster, as you will see with the Flash and the Air. Now this program also checks for Windows updates for you too. Unfortunately, this computer or this virtual machine is completely update with Windows Update. So if I click it, there's not going to be anything there. But if you're using XP, it's a pretty good front end for Windows Update. It gives you a much more Windows Update for Vista and 7 look than you would normally get in XP. Because with XP, to actually check for updates, you usually got to go to windowsupdate.com. You can see the updates down next to the clock using automatic updates, but it's hard to tell them to go check for updates. But with this program, you can tell it to check. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down a little bit and watch. There we go. As you can see, there is no user interaction between any of these applications. They are all downloading and installing for us. Okay, now in the background, it detected an out-of-date version of Java on the computer, and they would wondered if we would like it to uninstall it before installing the new version, which is great because a lot of times Java, by design, keeps a lot of old versions for compatibility reasons. So this is actually uninstalling the old version before installing the new version. I've never really had a problem with that, so I would just go ahead and do that. So now it's uninstalling Java 6 and downloading and probably installing Java version 7. So if you notice the program freezing after installing Firefox, look behind the window. There might be an update that's kind of hiding behind the current window asking if you want to uninstall Java. Okay, now Java is installing. Okay, now it's actually downloading and installing a program I did not have already on the system, Malwarebytes. So this is not an update, but a new installation. And pretty soon here, the program, when it installs all the updates or new applications, uses the default configuration of the installer. And so most of the default configurations are add icon to the desktop. It's not a big deal, really. I mean, you can just go ahead and select all these as a whole, and then just delete them from the desktop if you don't want them. And now it's installing VLC Player. And we are done. So let's go ahead and check out a few things. First off, let's go ahead and open up Firefox. And you'll notice we now have Firefox version 12. That's current. If you open up Flash Player, you will now notice that they are both up to date, and the Firefox matches the ActiveX version. Java is now up to date with 7 version 4. Okay, so that is it. That has been a look at Patch My PC and how to use it. Thanks.